Check 1, 2. All right, I'm checking the sound and stuff today. We had a snafu yesterday,
Yes.
and we put up the video. We'll be taking it back down and replacing it. So we're gonna have to do yesterday's reading all over again. So we'll probably end up doing more than that today because we have to. There's not really much choice in the matter. We have to get this material done before we get into the get this as much done as we can so we can finish by atonement. Thereby, I will have fulfilled my lawful requirement
Yes.
in completing the law by atonement. So this is what we're going to do. All right.
And think about with this little snafu, it puts me in mind of us how you had to do the reset with the month and the year.
Yeah.
That's what, and for this to happen right at atonement, because stuff is getting ready to hit the fan.
Yeah. If you didn't notice today, I posted a news article on Facebook, and I always share from an independent news source who has been, instead of being conspirized, they just kind of report the same thing. And this independent news source, they've been so far reliable. And they're reporting the news that I see out here internationally, because internationally the news is totally different.
Very different.
Every government controls the news, every last one. But when you're out here in international waters, because the lands and the peoples are connected, you can't really wash the story one way or the other.
Correct.
So it kind of remains pretty open and pretty neutral. They don't let certain information out, and they do let certain information out. And some stuff, if you see 1 and 1, we know this make 2.
Yes.
We know what's behind what, who's behind what. The information here is of a better quality, right? Instead of it being a higher quantity, it's a better quality of information. So that being said, they posted up that now the UK is actually pushing for war with Russia. Now, UK pushed for World War One. UK pushed for World War II. This will be World War III. Now, there's 2 unfulfilled wars in the manuscripts, right? One is the war with those that are confederate with Persia and the Medes, which is Iran, and the second war, which is Gog and Magog, Yuj and Majuj. So Yuj and Majuj is not here yet.
Yeah.
Not here yet. This war is to reset the whole planet and to bring it down to desolation. That's what's coming. So now I've said it. I told you it was coming. I'm reading you this law. There is no alternative. There is nobody else. There's nobody coming to crack the sky. There's nobody coming to save you. Take your New Testament, rip it out your book, and burn it. If you don't rip it out the book and burn it, right, you're going to end up dying with it. If you do rip it out your book and burn it, you still have to get here and rebuild, buying back land. When I say buying back, that means we're not going on the payment plan.
No.
We're going to buy it back in full. Okay? We're not buying land for you. We're buying land for us. There is an us involved. We have to establish a full and complete community on the first go round. We don't have time to stumble. I don't have time to walk you through some of the infancy steps that cause people to fail and to fall. And the number one mistake is not preparing for the full load of what you have to do. So we have to have stores. Number one, a supermarket. Okay. Then number two, we have to have housing, and we have to have land that is already cultivated. So we'll be buying things according to the instructions. You're going to have to follow my lead. You don't have a choice. And if you think that you can do something else, please go do it. I don't even want to deal with that. So this war now is coming. Well, when, it doesn't matter when now. Once they start talking about it and pushing for it openly, it's not far behind. You're going to see it most likely by next fall. Okay? I have a date. Yes, I do, but you're not even on my calendar. It will happen on my calendar's time, not yours. When I tell you Passover in the fall, let's see who get passed over. Okay? Because the storm coming to us all. Somebody going to get passed over and somebody going to get hit. And that's how it's going to be. If you survive and you manage to come here, just understand you came here because here is the sanctuary. It's not there. All right, moving forward. Chapter 22. Have you also noticed that we're just reviewing and expounding upon the laws?
Yes.
So it's the same law from Exodus. We're redoing Exodus again. So we did Exodus and we did the whole overview of the law in Exodus chapter 22 to the end of Exodus, and we read the law twice.
Yes.
Then we went to Leviticus and we read the law from the Levites. From the Levite service. Same law, just how it applies to them and how we respond to that.
Yes.
Then we read Numbers, which is how the Lord tested the people and reduced the number from the number that came out of Egypt to the number that came into the land. And then now we are now here in Deuteronomy, and it is a whole overview at the end, reviewing the law with experience to tell the people this is what it is and this is how it was rolled out. So this is our foundation. So before we go into any matter of judgment, we needed to understand our foundation so we can make lawful judgments, and we can check our ideas to make sure it is lawful from here. Chapter 22, verse 1. And thou shalt not see thy brother's ox or his lamb going astray, and estrange thy knowledge from them. Thou shalt certainly restore them to him. So this is the law. Anything of your brothers, anything. If you see your brothers, anything going astray, and this word astray means it's somewhere it's not supposed to be, or it is his and it's about to do something wrong, you're supposed to say something. You know what I'm saying? Bring it back to him. Bring it to him. Okay? So when we see our children in the street, hey, that's not safe. Come, and bring them back to their parents.
Yeah.
This is here, this prevalent, okay? Now, the children play in the street here. They be outside.
Yes, they do.
But everybody is looking out for the children to make sure that they're safe and everything is okay. Okay? So, but I'm trying to give a example.
Yes.
Okay? If you see somebody's sheep walking down the street, you know it belonged to the brother, bring it back to him. His ox, his lamb, his donkey is just walking down. You know who donkey it is? Hey, take this donkey and bring it back. That's the first thing. So you see, this is a restoration of true brotherhood.
Yes.
These are the decisions of true brotherhood. But if thy knowledge of thy brother is not with you. So if you're not sure which brother this belongs to, if thou knowest him not, you don't know him, then thou shalt bring the sheep into your house, and it shall be supported by you till the time that you have sought out your brother, and then you give it to him. You're feeding it, you're giving it water, you're taking care of it to give it back to him.
Right, not for you to keep it. Like what's been taught.
So shalt thou do with his ass, that's his donkey, with his garment, or with anything. See, I told you, this goes for anything. Anything that is of thy brother. If thou found it, it is not lawful for thee to hide it from him. Thou shalt cry it and restore it. Now, this is not cry. You're calling out to your brother. To cry is to call out. So you should call out to your brother, shout to him to give it back to him if necessary. Okay? You yell, you shout, call him. Hey. You know what I'm saying? This is the thing. When you see it, don't call it out. Now, has nothing to do with making speculations. I want you to know.
No.
It has to be actually happening in front of you. Okay? No speculations here. This is, you see it. Hey, you lost? What are you doing? Come, this is over here. You're not supposed to be this far away from the house. The children's area is over here. This is what it is. Oh, yeah, your brother's garment is here, or we got this, a package. Okay? I know you Amazon package thieves out there. They get a package. It comes to the wrong address. Oh, the Most High blessed me. No, you a thief. You're supposed to take it to the person it belongs to. You're supposed to take it to them.
Right. You find somebody's wallet. You
give it back to them. Even if you don't know, you hold it and you wait until the day where you can't give it back to them because you must surely restore it. If you don't, it is counted as theft, and it's a law that you shall not be a thief. People, and this is how people steal. This is how you steal. Right? Thou shalt not see thy brother's ass nor his ox thrown on the way, and turn thine eyes from him. Thou shalt verily lift it up for him. So this goes for your brothers. We're going to have these animals, another thing. Because you know with this war, oil about to disappear. Cars going to be completely useless. Now it's going to be a little while before they run out of gas. But they're going to run out. You know what I'm saying? It's going to go exactly like this. First, it's a thing that everybody can use it. Then only large vehicles. Then only the elites. And then there's nothing. Because once the elites try to garner it for themselves, they're going to learn the mechanics can't get to work. So the cars start breaking down. And all the cars will be beaten down into something else.
Right.
They're not going to the trash heap. That's metal. It gets melted down, reshaped, and reformed. All right. Neither fringed robes nor tefillin, which are the ornaments of a man, shall be upon a woman. Now, this goes together. So
yes, it does.
If you see your brother and his cart is broken down, his ox is laid over, you're supposed to help him get it back up on his feet. So you have to go over and help your brother in any given situation. You don't ask, hey, you need any help? You go over there and you start helping. What's going on? Come on, what we need to do, and just start doing stuff.
Right.
The directions will come. Just get over there and get your hands in it. All right? You see a bad situation, you don't drive by, you don't ride by, you don't look down, oh, that's messed up. No, you stop, you have to help your brother. Priorities. Now, this goes along with, because neither, this is included with brotherhood. Okay? So neither fringed robe, and neither means to not one or the other of two people. So it's together.
Yes.
It's not this and it's not this either. Not either. Neither. Fringed robe nor tefillin. See? Which are the ornaments of a man shall be upon a woman. Now this does not make any sense to you because you out there with a vagina and fringes. The woman has her adornings.
Yes, she does. She has her very own.
She has her adornments. She have her breasts, her hips. She have her adornings. It's already built into the system. The man, however, the Most High adorns him with tefillin, which is on the left upper left arm, the right shoulder, on the crown of the head, and fringes.
Right. Our adornings are listed in Isaiah chapter 3. Clearly states how we are to adorn ourselves.
Yeah, you have your earrings, the nose ring, the gold, the this, the that. Okay.
Yeah.
The crisping pins, the hairpins,
The shawls,
the
tunics, everything.
you have your adornings. Tefillin and fringes is not.
That's right.
And also, here's another neither. So this goes with this.
Yes.
So this is all connected together. Neither shall a man shave himself so as to appear like a woman. You're not supposed to have a clean-cut, shaved face. And neither are you supposed to be doing shape-ups. But I want to look good. I want to be well-groomed. Hey, wash it and comb it, bruh.
Right. That's being well groomed.
I understand there is a polling, like there is a trimming, right? But you have to have a beard, bruh. You can't change the lineup if you were Israelite. Now, I don't care. The Arabs are allowed to line up their hair and do shape-ups like this.
Right.
They're allowed to change the line. That is the marker of them. They've been doing it.
Right. We have our own marker.
We have our marker where we don't change the line. No lineups, bruh.
Yeah.
You're going to learn this the hard way. But to be a son of Jacob, you have to look like Adam. Adam didn't have lineups and shape-ups. Oh, we're going to look like wolfmen and cavemen. I don't know what you're talking about. I look like Adam. The sister will tell you I never shave. Never shave.
Nope.
This all my beard grow. All the oils and ointments. and lavish creams I put on here because I want a nice big one. But this is it. And I'm content. This is what I got. This is what I got. Okay? I got this. So if you don't like it, so what? He like it.
Right.
I have to keep the Most High, who I am covenanted to, right? So you have to understand the law of covenants. In relationship to the Most High, I am treated like the woman. I am the diminished one. So I have to put on my robe, and he want my robe to have fringes. He gave me a woman to know what the relationship is like, and she don't have fringes. Okay? So now, as I am covenanted to the Most High, I put on my little robe and my fringes, and that's it. Okay? I do what he says do because this is what he says do. This is my dress and uniform.
Yeah, because when a man shaves himself, look, you're appearing like a woman.
Right. The Most High says, for everyone who does so is an abomination before Yah Yolah. So that's changing the lineup of your hair, getting lineups, and shaving your face. So lineups is an additional add-on for the children of Israel, but shaving your beard goes for everybody. It's an abomination. If thou findest the nest of a clean bird before thee in the way, in a tree, or upon the ground, in which there are young ones or eggs, and the mother sitting upon the young ones or the eggs, thou be sure to send the mother away, but thou mayest take the young for thyself, that it may be well with thee in this world. So this for us.
Okay.
This ain't got nothing to do with these folk out here.
Okay,
He's talking to us.
Yes, sir.
So if we see, because now the birds is mating now.
Yes, they
and
are.
in a few weeks there'll be young ones in the nest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get us a bird cage,
Okay.
and we're gonna, start collecting our doves.
Okay.
And then we're gonna feed them, and they, there'll be some size on them.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be some size on them, and then we'll take them and we'll feed them and we'll put them in the way. And we'll send the mother away because she was wild. She's going to stay wild. The rest of the young birds, once they get ready and they can eat food, we're going to snatch them up.
Right.
Okay?
Okay.
And that's that it may be well with thee.
Yes. Yes.
Okay?
We definitely want it to be well.
All right? And notice he says this could be in a tree,
right,
on the ground. You see nest, it can be up here. But we have a little ledge here. You guys can't see it, but it could be up on the ledge.
Right.
You see a nest. The Most High has shown favor. Now you're gonna need a bird cage.
Yes, we are. Yes.
Okay.
We need to get a bird cage.
And that thou mayest prolong thy days in the world to come. So in the new world, the one where we are,
yes,
in dominion, this is for us because we got to have these pigeons. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, we do.
Oh, y'all don't eat pigeons. I know. It's all right. Don't worry. I don't care what they doing. I don't care what they talking about.
No.
When thou buildest a new house, this talking to us. This not talking to y'all.
Because you ain't trying to come build.
You're not going to do it. Y'all going to get this war, and you see the war coming down, and you don't have any time to get yourself together. And it's coming slow, fast. So when you build us a new house, thou shalt make a surrounding fence to thy roof, that it may not be the occasion of blood guilt by the loss of life at thy house, by anyone through heedlessness falling therefrom. Okay, so on the roof, you make sure you put a fence up there.
Yes.
And also while you're building, make sure we put a fence around.
Right.
Because people
there can be accidents.
It can be an accident.
Yes.
I say children, but it can be a young man. He could be 13, 14, 15, go up there, being crazy, looking over the edge, slip.
Yeah.
Okay? This is also to us because we're buying the vineyard.
Yes, we are.
So you shall not sow your vineyard with seeds of different kinds, lest thou be chargeable with burning the mixed seed that you have sown and the produce of the wine. Because the seeds can catch fire. So you don't put, if you have the vineyard, it's a vineyard.
Right.
If it's an olive vineyard, it's an olive vineyard. You don't mix it.
Right.
And put produce in, and they don't know, but you know how they have the trees here, and it'd be like, there's space. And you'd be like, we got more space, we can farm more. No, don't do that. Okay,
keep it the way it is.
Yeah, if we get a playing field for a playing field, and everything after its kind.
Yes, sir.
If a man take a wife or a virgin and go,
skip you.
10. You shall not plow with an ox and an ass. So you don't put the oxen and the donkey together.
Right. Okay. That's what it means. Don't be unequally yoked. Ain't got nothing to do with husband and wife.
Nothing to do with husband and wives.
Right.
They crazy. Somebody made that up. But it's literally do not plow. If you have plowing with oxen and you need two, plow with two oxen.
Right.
If you're plowing with a donkey and you need two donkeys, plow with two donkeys.
Right.
If you plow with a horse, You need plow with two horses.
Right.
Do not plow
With a
lopsided.
horse and donkey. Right. Right.
Okay?
Because your flower's going to be all messed up.
Any animal of two species bound together. So not with axe nor with any animal of two different species yoked together. They have to be the same. You shall not clothe nor warm yourself with a combed, a carded, or netted, or interwoven with wool and linen mixed together. So when you carding is a combing process to get the fibers fine, right? And then you can't not mix wool and linen together.
Right.
So you don't card it together.
Right.
It can be carded.
Right. Like this could be wool and this linen.
Right, but it cannot be
mixed
blended together. We'll be back after this, and we will continue with today's and yesterday's reading.
Yes.
All right. We back again. This time we got sound.
Yes.
Again.
Yes.
All right. So, nevertheless, verse 12. So, recapping verse 11, if the garment is mixed, it can be carded, it can be combed, but it can't be combed and blended. It can't be mixed.
Right.
So, if the garment, because people don't know this, all right. So, you have to card linen. You have to comb it out to make the fibers, to make the threads, to make the garment.
Yes.
Linen is a plant. It has to be broken down into fibers.
Yes.
To make the linen thread. All right?
Right.
It cannot be carded or netted or interwoven with wool and linen mixed. It can't be blended.
Right.
It can be layered.
Yes, because like you could wear a wool sweater with linen pants that way.
It can be layered.
Yeah.
But it cannot be blended together.
Yeah.
Okay? Nevertheless, a robe of linen thread, you may be permitted to make woolen fringes upon the four extremities. So if your garment has corners, even small ones, little slits on the side, it'll have four corners in the bottom, and that's usually to help with walking. Because when it's round at the bottom, it limits your steps. You can only make small steps. Okay? But if it has a split on the sides, then you can walk and it will proceed, and you could put your fringes. Now, there's two types of fringes. There's the fringes, that's the tassels. These go on the four corners. And then there's lesumhom, the fringe of the garment material itself. All right? May be put upon your vestments and the extremities with which you dress in the daytime.
Yes.
This is for daytime. Fringes is daytime. In the nighttime, you are permitted to relax and put on and dress in what you like. Fringes is for work. It's your work uniform, your daytime uniform. In the nighttime, when we have weddings, special events, you may dress without your fringes. Okay? So the fringes is daytime. Tefillin, this also daytime. It's not for nighttime. If you have it on already, we understand. There's no crime. But we just want you to know it's for the daytime. You're going to the wedding and you want to wear a suit or tuxedo, this permitted. You may wear as such.
Quick question. With our servants, men servants, do they wear fringes too? In the day, do they wear fringes as well? Or
nothing against it.
Okay. Because
it's commanded to the sons. Everybody else, if you want to wear it, there's no law against it.
Okay.
But I'm not worried about them.
Right.
because we have to have a city first
Yeah.
before they can come in and sojourn.
Right.
And we don't even have a neighborhood yet.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have the neighborhood, let alone the city. And that says of you. It's your fault. I know you want to blame somebody. It's you. It's your fault. We don't have a neighborhood because you didn't build one. I've been telling you to build one for 7 years. You don't listen. The Most High calls for the dedicated service of all your wealth. You did dedicate it to the service. You didn't. That's on you, not me.
Mm-hmm.
That's on you. All right. If a man take a wife or a virgin, so this is in either case. Now, if you pull this on Redeemer cases, you're going to have a problem.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Mm-mm-mm-mm. I laugh with you say this because for some reason, a lot of our brothers think that what's for a virgin is applied to a redeemer.
It's not.
And it's not.
They have two different issues.
Right. Two different rights. It's like you have all this expectation on this
The,
redeemer to be like the virgin,
the
and then you try to
rights,
make the redeemer into a virgin.
because the rights are based upon the needs, the issues. Okay? The woman who's using the Redeemer Kinsman law, this law, she's looking for redemption, so she's just not out on the street. She's not being a harlot. She's not being a whore. She is seeking a husband and she's being kept and maintained. However, the virgin is totally different.
Completely different.
They have a totally different mind frame. They have a totally different framework of structure. It's two different, because of what has happened to them, because of their experiences, they have become two entirely different types of people. Okay? The virgin was naive and she remains that way. And then she only knows one man, so she doesn't know any of the filth of the world.
Right.
The Redeemer case, we don't know.
Right. She's contaminated.
We don't know how much you know, how much you don't know.
Yeah.
We don't even want to know.
Mm-hmm.
But coming into this, she has to be purged of the filth
Right.
first, then apply this law second to obtain the marriage in order again. So everything has to go through multiple processes to get back.
And it's sad to say, but a lot of us redeem, because I'm a redeemer woman, don't want to go through the purge.
Well, hold on. Now they don't want to, but this war is coming.
Oh yeah, they're gonna have no choice.
To purge you. Now I done said that.
Yeah, many times.
Now you can see it. It's up there. They talking about it now because when UK want to go to war, they going to war, and America's going to war. So now you see it, but that's on y'all. So here's the evil report against the woman. The report of evil against the woman. Okay? So now he's going to say, I took this woman and I laid with her, but found not the witnesses for her. Now, the linen right? When you have the virgin, the linen has to be given to the father. It's his receipt. He received the dowry, you received the virgin. He left. This is a good family with a good name. He's a good father. He gave you a daughter in her virginity. He gave her to you, and this was the exchange. Okay? If you don't exercise this as a father, you neglect it, and it will cost you your family's good name. So, fathers, this is what it is. This is also why we have arranged marriages. The guarantee of services rendered is in there. Okay, services of the husband, the wife, what the family relationship is going to be. All of this must be negotiated. You can't just find somebody who looks good and just, hey, let's get married. We've been having sex for 8 years.
Oh, my.
Doesn't work.
You're already married.
So you lay with her and you found not the witnesses. So now we're going to continue with the reading. Then the father and the mother. So now you see this?
Yes, sir.
So the mother can't be with her daughter being a non-virgin when she give her in marriage either, because it brings shame to the mother.
That's right.
Because who taught this woman, this daughter, to become a whore?
Yep.
If the father didn't approve and the mother did approve,
Problems.
there's problems. So the father and the mother now, they have to clear their names. They are together in this.
Yes.
And the father may have license. Okay. Now a license is a permit from an authority to do a particular thing. Okay. Now notice a license means that this thing is not normally done. Okay? It is not permitted under normal circumstances to bring an unclean thing to the court.
Yes.
But for this,
right,
we have to make a license exception. So we tell them they have license to go to the court to produce the linen with the witness of her virginity. Before the sages of the city at the door of the Beth Din, the house of judgment. So they don't come inside the court with this. We at the door. We put this outside. No, wait. Put it on the ground. Open it up. We want to just see. We need to see it.
So with a matter of this particular situation, it's not handled between the father and mother and the man. This goes as far to going to the court,
right,
to resolve it.
Right. It's coming to the court.
Okay.
Right. So he brought out this evil report. This comes to the court. This is not held privately.
Right. There's a procedure,
right,
that has to be done.
And so now you have the judges.
Yes, and
the sages. So you have the judges and the Safarim. What? These are the elders. And they are supervising the procedure. They are judging the process. So not only is the judge judging what is happening, but the sages are judging the process, and everybody has their book. The staying book, okay, this one step, go get this, see, step, this, and they're supervising. This is this, and it's in accordance with the law and its traditions and customs.
So this is when the government gets involved.
Right. The governing body. Now, this is local.
Yes.
So the sages locally, the elders are handling the matter locally. And the father of the damsel shall say to the judges. So now the father has to make his profession. He has to say his words. I wedded my daughter to this man. Step one. I did give her in marriage to this man. This man, he didn't take, we're not going to make no false allegations.
Right.
I gave this man, my daughter, to be his wife. But after lying with her, right now, after he's enjoyed her body, he has now hated her. This is an act of hatred to bring these words against a virgin whom you have wedded. And behold, he has thrown upon her occasion of words, saying, I have not found the witnesses of thy daughter's virginity, but these are my daughter's witnesses, and they shall spread the linen before the sages. You spread the linen, lay it out. Now, this doesn't have to be the whole sheet. You got to save the whole sheet, but you can save a nice little square and store it up, because you never know.
Right. That's where you keep the receipts. You don't throw it away. Keep the receipt.
This receipt, put it in a little box, store it up, and you know where it is for your daughter, because this may not happen in year one.
Right.
This don't happen after the first month. This may happen 6, 7 years from now when this man is angry with her.
Right. Because this is a binding covenant. Blood has been shed.
That's fine. This may come up.
Sure.
After he get angry with her.
Ooh.
Okay? It also may happen, quickly, but usually it doesn't. And the surgeons will take that man and will scourge him.
Ooh.
Right? So what's happened in this son's mind? I'll tell you what happened. He knows the law. He knows that if he says this, then the courts can kill the daughter. But he's trying to get out of this marriage situation for whatever reason. And he's going to figure I use these words like there's no investigation. Okay? And the sages shall take that man and scourge him. So now he's going to receive lashes. And fine him 100 shekels of silver and give to the father of the damsel, because he had brought out this evil report against an upright virgin of Israel, and she shall be his wife, nor shall he have power to put her away all his days. So that man gets beat.
Wow.
Now, he already gave the father 50 shekels of silver. Now, he was hoping to get that back. Now he got to pay double. So now the father got 150 shekels of silver just to clear his name.
He wanted a refund.
Right, because if you go in and you take the woman and you say, I have not found the tokens of her virginity, this, that, and the third, well, guess what? What happens? You don't have the tokens of the virginity. You bring out this evil report against this girl. Now all of a sudden You know what I'm saying? You want to get out after you've sampled the goodie box, and now you got a virgin of Israel, and now you're trying to slide around and nope,
Don't work here.
nope. You have to now clear the family's name and pay double. You pay another 150. Now you paid the dowry 3 times. We'll be back. So 3 times now you paid the dowry. Right? So you gave the 50. Now you have to give 100. That's double. 3 times you've paid this dowry to this father because you're a fool. You know what I'm saying? You've seen the punishment brought out against others, but you didn't know the process of the judgment. But if the word be true, now if it's true,
right,
and the witness of the virginity were not found with the damsel, so she don't have no witness of her virginity. So you have an upright man, and he has taken this woman, and the woman has been crooked.
Yes.
She's been sneaking and creeping, and she slid out and did a little something.
Something.
And she's trying to cover it up. She's hoping that the man who now says he loves her will hide hide her secret that she wasn't a virgin. But it's true because the father didn't get. He didn't get it. It's the daughter's responsibility to make sure her father gets the tokens of her virginity because it is her and her family's guaranteed proof that they have it.
Right.
So she's responsible for making sure
her dad get the receipt
that she's a virgin and that her family have the receipt that she was upright and righteous in this whole thing. Okay? Then they shall bring her forth to the door of her father's house. So they take her in front of her daddy's house.
Right. She can't even go inside.
And the men of the city shall stone her with stones that she die. Alone. The man is spared. She died.
She dies.
Alone. So let's recap this now.
Yes.
If the man lies, he's beaten and he pays. Okay? If the man is telling the truth in this case and the woman has been deceptive, she dies.
Yes.
Yep. She dies.
Yes.
She dies. And what is she dying for? Reasoning. Let's think about this. She's dying for she had wrought dishonor in Israel. So you see this in the congregation.
Yep.
Right? In bringing the ill fame of whoredom against her father's house. And so shall they put away the evildoer from Israel. So how many men does it take for a woman to lose her virginity?
One.
That's it. It takes one man for you to become a whore. All you have to do is just not marry him. Now here, marriage is easy, divorce is hard. And where we come from, divorce easy.
Yeah. And marriage is the hard.
And it's hard to get married. It's the reverse. We are opposite.
Right. And we have to accept the fact that if we've been with more than one man, we're a whore. At the end of the day, we're a whore. And because we're a whore, we dishonor
your father's houses.
Your father's houses.
So you dishonor
and Israel.
So all of you non-virgin Israelites, women out there, you have dishonored all the houses of all the fathers.
Yep. And you have to accept that. You have to be able to acknowledge that and accept it.
Listen, I'm not talking to you other people, you other races, and you other tribes. It's none of your business. None of you.
That's right.
Okay? But you of Israel, this is what you've done. This is the whoredom.
Yes.
And this is why we have to go through the Redeemer Kinsman process for the daughters to purge of their filth.
Yes. That's right.
What you mean purge? I mean, you need to come in. You're going to have to sit down. You're going to have to learn the law, start living on the land, doing that which is lawful and right. And then 7 of you have to decide on the man that you're going to choose. And you all going to go and fulfill Isaiah chapter 4 together.
Yes.
That's how it happens. But it doesn't happen until we've bought back the land and we've built up our own cities. Doesn't happen before then.
That's right.
Okay? We have to buy back and have you see the cities?
Cities, yes, it's plural.
Okay, it's plural on that, okay? Now, if a man be found lying with another man's woman, another man's wife, both of them shall be put to death. The man who laid with the woman and the woman, both of them died. This is our law. I don't care about what nobody else talking about. I told y'all, we're going to read this from beginning to end, and you're going to see clearly that it reads very clearly, very concisely. It has all the details, all the information, so that you cannot say you were not informed. Maybe you don't understand, you don't comprehend from where you are, but you now have a teacher who does clearly understand, and I don't have to misconstrue the words because she could read it. What that say?
If a man be found lying with another's wife, both of them shall be put to death.
Both of them. Okay? Both of them.
Yep, not just one.
All right? Even if she be with child, they shall not wait till she is delivered. So even if she's pregnant. You kill her
and him.
This whole abominable thing is going right back in the grave.
Yep.
What? Huh? We have a law. Because you cannot bring this confusion into the congregation. Because there's a curse that comes upon the child that is born of fornication.
Yes, it is.
All right. Even if she be with child, they shall not wait till she is delivered, but in the same hour they shall put them to death by strangulation with anything. It says a napkin here, but it's a scarf because we have the kifaya. Kill him. Kill her.
And him.
Kill them. Hang them. Hang them up. All right. And cast away the evildoer from Israel. If a damsel, a virgin, is betrothed to a man, and another man find her in the city and lie with her, they shall bring forth both of them to the door of the Beth Din of the house of judgment of that city.
Right.
And stone them with stones that they die, because the damsel, she did not cry out in the city. She did not yell out and holler. This man came to lie with her, and she was quiet about it. She had to cry out. The man left. Holler after he leave. Holler when he come. Holler while he's doing it. If you don't cry out, we in a city. If you don't cry out, both of you were together in this.
Right. That's why we have to teach our daughters when they're young to cry out. If anybody touch you, grab you, you cry out.
Holler, yell, scream.
Do something.
And the man, because he lay with his neighbor's wife, and you shall put away the evildoer from among you. So if she's betrothed to another man, that's it. We're gonna kill him. She betrothed, she hollers out, we kill him. If she don't holler out, we kill them both. But if a man find a damsel in the wilderness and do violence to her and lie with her, the man only shall die who laid with her. Oh. So if this is far away and we couldn't hear the yell, only the man dies. Just him. Oh, we going out in the field with the sheep? Yo, I'm gonna get with so-and-so while we out here. Oh, yeah? In this case, only the man died. For the damsel is not guilty of death, but her husband may put her away from him by a bill of divorcement. For as a man lieth in wait for his neighbor and has taken his life, so is this matter. See how I love how this gives reasoning. So this man raping this woman in the field, okay, we killed the man, but this woman, she hollered out, no one heard. There was no one to judge this matter. So now she saved her life. She's alive. But to this man, it's like someone murdered her. Right? It hurt him. It hurt him deep. It's like someone has murdered her. And that's our law. So now when you see that, this is why, in this case, we killed the man. You took her in a field somewhere and you lay with her and she come back and she said she was hollering, it was you? No. We kill you. You die. He found, and this is the reasoning. Here's the reasoning. He found her upon the face of the field. The betrothed damsel cried out for help, but there was no one to deliver her. If a man, moving on to the next point, which is what I just said. If a man find a damsel who is not betrothed and sees her and lie with her, and they be found, then the man who lie with her shall give to her father as a fine for her dishonor 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife, because he humbled her. Nor shall he have the power to put her away by divorcement all his days. So now he's imprisoned with this woman. All her anger, her bitterness, the whining and complaining of all that she feel like she lost, he need to hear it. Okay? A man should not take a wife who is bowed down or violated. End of story. A man should not take a wife who was raped. Doesn't mean he can't. It says he should. Or who has had intercourse with his father. So you cannot sleep with the woman that your father slept with. Much less his father's wife, nor disclose the skirt that covereth his father. Okay? You're not to discover the skirt that covers your father. Right? So okay, they don't know what the skirt is.
Yes, yes.
You cannot discover the vagina that covers your father's shame, because the father's shame goes under and in the mother's skirt or the woman's skirt, whoever he's with. You're not to know what that is.
Like Reuben.
We don't know what happened with that.
Oh, okay.
However, the confusion that he brought in, he lost the priesthood, the birthright, and the
Lost
kingship.
everything.
Okay? He who is castrated is not fit to take a wife from the congregation of Yah's people. This is the law. However, for this occasion and this occasion alone, if you have had a vasectomy, tubal ligations, or whatever the situation is, it does not exclude you from coming in to the congregation at this time. At this time, and for this generation only, and not for another generation. This one, because we are coming out of captivity, we're taking those who will obey no matter their status. There will be a time when restoration is rendered. He who is born of fornication, now I just said this before, or who hath upon him the evil mark which is set upon the unclean Gentile, is not fit to take an upright wife from the congregation of the people of Yah, nor unto the 10th generation shall it be fit for him to enter into the congregation of Yah. So, if you have children that's born of fornication, once you get here, so let me explain this again. Let me explain this the way this is going to be explained, like last time. So, if you are the child of fornication, your parents weren't married, okay? Dating culture, this is the law of captivity. For this generation, and not for the next generation, you can come into the congregation. So long as you continuously and forever obey the commands that I give you and walk in this law that I teach you, you will be permitted and you will be forgiven for the state that you were born in. However, for each preceding generation afterwards, it will not be permitted. They will go, any child born of fornication is no longer a part of the congregation for 10 generations. They cannot enter. The child of fornication. You see that? Okay. So the end of hookup culture. And the one that the evil mark, which is set upon the unclean Gentiles, mixed children. What? The evil mark that's set upon the Gentiles? Yeah, they mixed. Mixed children. Okay? You have an Israelite man or an Israelite woman, and they married outside the Abrahamic covenant. What? Yeah, outside the Abrahamic covenant. Okay? I mean, you like a little, you like a little Susanna, she got that little Latin flair, you know what I'm saying? You got your little Filipina. That's it. You're out. For the woman, she's just out. Ain't no coming back. And for the man who takes the woman that's out there, those children cannot enter the congregation for 10 generations. End the story. Mixed. Neither an Ammonite nor a Moabite man is fit to take a wife of the congregation, neither an Ammonite or Moabite man is fit to take. So the women, you can't come here and think, well, I'm going to hook up real quick and get with brother so-and-so because we in the mind, right?
Yeah.
So they not fit to take a wife from the congregation of Yah's people in the story.
Mm-hmm.
Nor unto the 10th generation shall they take a wife from the congregation of Yah's people. So it don't matter how long it is done. They not fit. The men of Jordan, of Ammon, these people here, you cannot marry the men. Sorry.
Nope.
Why? The reasoning is because they met you not with bread and water in the way when you came out from Mitzrayim, but hired against you Balaam, Bar Beor, from Petho-Kilmaiah, which is built in the land of Aram, upon the Euphrates to curse you. There you go. And that's why. End the story. So the men are excluded. The women are not, but they are to be at an appointed time. They must become proselytes first. There is an appointed time for that. Don't come here and try to take them now. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh, goodness.
But Yah, your Allah, would not hearken unto Balaam, but turned in his mouth curses into blessings, because Yah, your Allah, loveth you. Now understand, Yah loveth you when you walking in the law, not unconditionally.
Right.
There's a condition
to it. Yes.
So at that time, they had been walking with Moses. They had been walking in the law and wandering for 40 years. Yeah, they made a mistake. Yeah, they being tested. Yeah, they suffering, but they still stayed the course for 40 years, still continuing in the way. Mistakes and all, they still continuing in the way. Unlike you today, you have not even started. You have not started. So you have to start, and then the Most High can love you. So this cursing is cited here. And it's in Numbers chapters 22 to 24, I believe.
Yes.
And it is like the most important thing to know in coming out. And you need to know what was said, what the curse was, what the advice was. We did a whole segment on this already. These classes don't get old. They're not old. These classes are for today. Okay? And it's also cited in Micah chapter 6 to remember what Balaam, okay, Balaam and Balak, what their whole thing was, and what the Most High said, and the trap and the snare they set up for you, because it's always the same thing. All right.
Verse 8.
6. But Yah, your Allah, would not hearken to them and turn their curses into blessings in their mouth, because Yah loveth you. Here's what you're not going to do. You shall not seek their peace. Seeking their peace means you don't look out for their best interests. What are you talking about? Well, we're here to mind our business and do what we're supposed to do. We're not here to seek their peace. Okay? Or their prosperity all your days. I'm not here to prosper Jordan. I'm here to prosper in Jordan. Okay? Yes, there will be, the Most High will prosper them, and they will become great because we are here. But it's on our account for our benefit, because we have to grow, and we being so small, it takes time to grow. So we're not seeking their peace or their prosperity. We are being independent. We are seeking our peace and our prosperity for ourselves.
Right.
They will entertain enmity in their hearts forever. They will. So it is what it is. And that's why we are conducting our own self and our own business in our own way, and we will be good, but we not marrying you. That's just it.
Right.
They won't let us marry in. No, we're not letting you marry in. When we came out with Egypt, you don't give us bread and water. You remember? And you tried to curse us with Balak, but this was long time ago. No, even now we come back. We still have to buy back our land. So we have to deal with you according to this. Here's your piece, money. Here's my piece, land. Finished. Nobody talk, nobody say nothing. We remain peaceful. We do good business. That is what this law is about. You shall not abhor an Edomite man, a Saudi man, when he cometh to you to be a proselyte, for he is your brother. Nor shall you abhor a Mitzrayite, an Egyptian, because you were dwellers in their land. So we don't hate the Egyptians, and we'll be right back. All right? So we don't hate Saudis and we don't hate Egyptians. We don't have any ill will, any ill intentions. As a matter of fact, they are coming into the congregations. So because we did dwell in Egypt, we have to be peaceful. There's nothing. We're good with them. They can come and join the congregation. They can't own no land. They can't run nothing. I mean, they can open up their own businesses. They have business people. If they want to come and abide by our laws in our land and open up their own little business, they can conduct business. Right? You just rent it. They can rent out the store and make business.
Right.
That is not the problem. Okay? So we can't hate them. Our land, our law, our rules. Okay? Then so they can come in and they can learn the law, join the congregation, worship with us. That's it. The children who are born to them in the third generation shall be fit to take wives from the people of the congregation of Yah. So when they come in,
yes,
you don't take from the first ones that come in. They can marry who they want from whatever. We don't care. But when you see the Saudi and the mom and dad, and then you see the mom and dad is the first generation, the sons, then the grandchildren, they can marry, and you can take wives. You can take wives from them. Notice it says take wives. Okay?
Yes.
If your daughter marry out, she's gone. But if you take wives from them, this build up us. And that's all I care about is building up our nation, our people, our land, our wealth. I'm not interested in helping another nation build. That's not the name of the game. When you go forth in the host against your enemies, beware of every evil thing of strange worship. This means you are not even aware of every evil thing of strange worship. You have to be aware. So you have to know that because it's when you go forth. This is a long time from now. We have to have a host.
Yeah.
They have to be trained in war. And then we have to know that this is what the Most High commands us to do in that time. In that time, then it will be what it will be. When you go forth in your host against your enemies, beware of every evil thing of strange worship, the exposure of the shame, and the shedding of innocent blood. So you have to be careful. You can't expose yourself to anybody. Men, women, nothing. You're careful about this. and the shedding of innocent blood. We are permitted to kill who we permitted to kill, who we are not to kill, we don't kill. Whatever it is we're supposed to keep, we keep. Whatever it is we're supposed to destroy, we destroy. This is how we keep from innocent blood being shed. We are adamant about the details and we go through each step properly. Should there be a man among you who is unclean from accidents of the night?
Oh, goodness.
So it's nighttime. This man, he had a little dream, got a little excited. He's woke up and he's got, he's a little moist in the middle of his body. He's a little excited, he's a little stiff. Okay? Let him go without the camp and come not among the tents, but at the evening time let him wash with water, and on the going down of the sun he may come within the camp. Okay? So let him go without the camp and come, but not among the tents. You see that?
Yes, I see it.
So he got to go out the camp. So we all men, this is the host. He ain't supposed to handle his business here. He's supposed to go, we have a tent. We will have a tent for happy hour.
That's a good one. Oh, goodness.
We're going to war. We're going to have young men, and he gotta get up and go bathe himself and clean himself and relieve himself. He needs to let it out because it's built up. Okay, once he gets this out, he's okay. We have to have happy hour. We have a special tent for happy hour because it's all men out here, and he's unclean, and he can't be among the men because the men are clean. I'm running ahead of myself. Let's go and take a next read. Let a place be prepared for thee without the camp, where thou mayest shed the water of thy feet. He said the water of the feet. Yeah, because when you're relieving yourself, it make you curl your toes. Okay? When he's getting that out, he's letting he's letting the pole spit. It's gonna curl his toes a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It's the water of the feet. Oh, you think I'm lying. Okay. So let him insert a blade with your weapon, and in the place which you bind your swords, and in thy sitting without shalt thou dig with it. So you're going to take a knife, get yourself good and comfortable, take your knife, and you're going to carve out a little hole in the earth. And you're going to sit down and do what thou needest there.
Oh, you forgot about placing the oil.
Place the oil. So you got to take the knife, dig a hole. You're going to now take some oil, right? And you're going to bind your sword. And while you're sitting there, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna dig with it and do what you need there. Okay? And turn and cover it. Cover it over. Okay? So some of y'all are gonna have a problem with that. You're not gonna like it. I don't care. This is the law because he's not doing this in the camp. You know what I'm saying? When we got camp, you can camp with a bunch of men. Brother, we're not gonna be over there playing with the middle of his body. For the Shekinah of Yah walketh in the midst of thy camp to save you. So here's salvation, because we're going out to war, is to spare us alive, and to deliver your enemies into your hand, and to conquer your enemies, to make them under you, to defeat them. Therefore shall the place of your camps be holy. So the camp, where the army, where we are, where the forces are gathered, where the host is holy.
Right. Right.
And nothing impure be seen in it. So when a man's seed goes forth from himself, he becomes unclean. It cannot be seen in the camp, that his Shekinah does not depart from us.
So I just saw this. So when it says that Yah, when he says, I am your savior and I am your deliverer, there is none beside me. In order for him to be that for us, we have to be holy. We have to be pure. We have to be cleansed. We have to be purified.
Right.
For him to be this and to do this for us.
Right. And all of that comes through the process of you have to build the nation he said build. You have to function in the law he said to function with the customs that he established. You have to organize yourselves the way he says to organize yourselves, accept the appointments from who is appointed, and they have to walk with perfection in those things. So all those words, holy, salvation, deliverance, all of these things are designated things for the fulfillment of the Most High's nation to be established today. So if you're not coming to build a nation, right? When I say nation, I'm not talking about a group, a gang, and everybody lives someplace different. I'm talking about, like, literally, we're going to buy up land, we're going to own it, and we're going to govern ourselves by our laws upon it. It will be 100% and completely privately owned.
So it must begin with buying land, period.
Period. See? So if he's delivering you from your enemies, you're only fighting with somebody
that's in your
land. It's about your land. It's not about, nobody go to war for nothing else.
No.
Wars does not happen over nothing. War is about
the land.
We go to war for land. Not for $20. This land. Thou shalt not deliver up a stranger into the hand of the idol worshippers, who has escaped to be among you. You shall be under the protection of my Shekinah. So understand this. You cannot give somebody if they come to you to learn and to be part of our way, a part of our custom, we cannot give them into the hand of an idol worshiper, right? So he's escaped to come under the protection of the Shekinah, so we cannot push him away. For this reason, he has fled from his idolatry. So he left from his idolatry. Now, this does not mean that this person comes in and he has a place of prominence and nope. All right, here you go. Here's a job. Here's some work. He's not working around anyone important, and neither is he working around in any position of importance. He goes and just works as a common man, and he have a provision. Let him dwell with you. I just said let him have a provision. So he has to live among us. Okay? So here's the thing. You have to have a place for yourself, your family, your wives, your children, and your handmaids. There is a separate dwelling place for men servants. And observe the commandments among you, teaching the law. Now notice observing the commandments. That means he have to obey the commandments of the law like everybody else. When the commandment comes out, and when I say a commandment, it's any decree that is set forth to be obeyed. He have to abide by those laws and teaching the law. So learning this law is not observing the commandments. The observance of the commandments is what you're actually doing on your land. Teaching and knowing the law is not obeying the law. It's just learning it. And put him in a school. So now before we get this man, we have to have a school. In the place that he chooseth in one of your cities. And he have to be in the place that he choose in one of our cities is plural. So we have to have a minimum of at least 2 cities before this become effective. Employ him. Have business with him. It tells you to hire him. Let him work for you. Okay? That he may do well and trouble him not by words. You mind your business. Leave him to his thing. Don't trouble him. Be nice. Be kind. Say hi. Hi, nice to meet you. Hey, welcome. Okay? Help him with his work. This is what we're working on. We work together and everything is peaceful. In your cities, which you didn't build yet. Yeah. I'm going to build them. With or without you, I'm going to build it anyway. All right? But this is how it rolls out. You shall not profane your daughters to make them harlots. You don't teach your daughters to date. You don't send your daughters out to fornicate. You pick a husband for them. The implementation of arranged marriages, this is a young girl. She don't have a mind straight. She don't know how to pick a dude. Based on what? So you pick for her. You know she's interested in guys. You're going to pick the guy she's going to marry then. And this is who you're going to marry. All right? Oh, but I want my daughter to have her own choice. You want your daughter to choose to be a harlot. You're breaking the law.
Yep, that's exactly what's happening.
Nor shall any man of Israel debase himself by fornication. So no man of Israel can commit fornication. So the daughters of Israel, again, losing your virginity and not getting married is fornication. This is harlotry. This is whoredom. And any man that debases himself, listen, he cannot be in the congregation. It's not permitted. Why? If you start participating in this thing with the daughters of Israel, you're going to end up losing your life. You and the daughters. You shall not bring a gift of the hire of an harlot, nor the price of a dog to offer it in the sanctuary. Okay. So, again, the price of a harlot. So, you have people who get money from child support. You can't offer that in the sanctuary. You're being paid for your harlotry. You committed harlotry and whoredom as defined by the law. You lost your virginity or had fornication with this man. He's not your husband. And now you're receiving money from him. This is harlotry. It's whoredom. Okay? And the price of a dog. Right? This, if you sell dogs, you can't use that for the sanctuary in the literal sense. But this is why none of the preachers or the false teachers give, because the Most High calls them greedy dogs. This is why they can't build it. They can't build a sanctuary because they are greedy dogs. So nor the price of a dog to offer in the sanctuary of Yah your Allah, for any vow, much less any of the oblations, for they are abominable, both of them, before Yah your Allah. So the teacher who teaches lies is just a greedy dog, and the Most High calls that a false prophet. It's a teacher that teaches lies. That's all it is. Prophecy is not about future foresight. It's about teaching. It's about teaching. Prophecy is just teaching. Let me teach you what has been said and what is the process to build. That's it. It's a professor. That's it. That's where we get the word professor from. So a prophet is a teacher. Okay? Now, I'm teaching you straight, line for line. Everything is concise. The whole book is legible all the way through. There is no confusion except the fact of your experience has not been lawful. You have participated in unlawfulness and you continue to do so. You continue to not build the sanctuary. You continue in that. You continue to think in your mind and find ways to not obey the law. You did that. That has nothing to do with me.
Right.
Thou shalt not make usury of that which is thine from thy neighbor upon the loan which thou lendest, either of money or food or anything by which thou mayest make usury. So you cannot make usury on money or food or on anything amongst brethren, in brethren, real brothers in the house. You cannot make usury here. However, there is the lowest, the service charges 20% of the value of the thing made in its material. So if it's yarn and it was $5, you can make a 20% markup because you crocheted it, you knitted it. 20% of the thing's value for your service. This just to your brother. To the son of the Gentiles thou mayest lend for usury, but to thy brother thou shalt not lend for usury. So you're going to have to really know and understand there is two prices. There is the outside price and there is the inside price. Okay? The price for your brother is not the same price for the other.
Right. So there's no, oh, we're all equal mentality when it comes to this.
Right.
It's not
There's
all equal.
different. Everything has its place. And in separating it, I want you to understand your brother is the one that has a hand in with you in producing. Right? So everything has to be made from the ground up. So we have to go to the field, we have to grow the stuff, we have to produce it. That's why your brother gets it at cost. That's what it is. It's not usury because we are building this together in common. Whether he paid in sweat or he gave dollars in sweat, no matter what it is, we are all in this together, so everything is shared at cost among us. That is all. So to the sons of the Gentiles thou mayest lend for usury, okay, that Yah may bless thee in all that thou puttest thy hands, the work, unto in the land into which you are about to enter to possess it. So, as you can see, this is written to you before you come into this land, before you come in to be with us. Hence, why the Most High wants this taught now and on YouTube, so that it is here as a witness against you to help you. It is against you because you wrong.
Yeah.
But it's to help you to get right.
Yes.
When you vow a vow before Yah, your Allah, delay not to fulfill it in one of three festivals. For Yah, your Allah, will require it. Okay? Requiring will require it. So when you vow a vow, vows are from festival to festival. By the end of the festival, by each festival, your vow has to be finished.
Mm.
You see?
Mm. So when you vow a vow before Yah your Allah, delay not to fulfill it in one of the three festivals. And that goes back to unleavened bread. Okay.
Okay. So my wife had this same question as my sister here. And the way that goes is this. So, one, there's three festivals, okay? And they're coordinated with the three times that a man should appear. So you have the festival of the unleavened bread, which is preceded the night before by the Passover. So you have to be there for Passover unleavened bread. Then you have the counting of the Omer, right? Which is the festival of ingathering. I'll be right back. All right. So the festivals. So I'm gonna recap that again. So the three times in the year when you should appear. I'm going to tell you. Here is, and in this is a snare. So you have the festival of unleavened bread, which is preceded by Pesach. So you have to be there because Pesach is a Shabbat anyway. So you have to be there before to even participate to be there. So there's unleavened bread, and then there's the Feast of Ingathering or counting the Omer. All right. Now counting the Omer actually begins on unleavened bread. This season begins on unleavened bread and ends at the Feast of Ingathering. So you have one time of the year and its end point, okay? And that it ends at the end of it. It is called Shavuot, right? Now Shavuot is of a double nature, so it counts for two endpoints. The other time of the year is for the Feast of Tabernacles, which is preceded by the Feast of Trumpets and the Day of Atonement. And it ends with first fruits. Right? So the Festival of Tabernacles is the Feast of Sukkot in the season of tabernacling, Sukkot. So it ends at first fruit. So there's three times in the year you have to appear, but it's the beginning and the end of the fall and the beginning and the end of the spring. So Shavuot appears one half in the springtime and one half in the fall.
Okay.
So it's one festival. It's just to mark the end of each season, right? The first fruit season when your first fruit become ripe, and then in the next season when the next fruits become ripe.
Okay.
All right. So from the summer into the fall, there's those. The summer and the fall is one season, and the winter into the end of the spring is another season. So you have to know which fruit goes where, and it's the end of each season.
Okay. Now, when it says when you vow a vow, what exactly are they talking about as far as vow?
Any vow, which is when you like personally. So you said I want to start this juice fast and this, that, and the
Yes.
third. And what did I tell you? I says, okay, fine. We'll start here, but it's going to be over before we get to atonement.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, sir.
That's mean anything. Because
Right, any vow.
anything I want to do, everything stop. Festival die, I'm finished with anything I want to do. I'll observe the festival. After the feast, I can begin anew.
Okay. Yes, sir. Okay.
Okay? Anything I want to do, I'm doing this. I'm working on this diet. I'm doing this and da 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 da. No. Festival time. No talk about diet. This. Festival time. Festival time. It has its observation.
Okay.
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 So people will fast, and then there's if you have a Nazarite vow, you have to know it has to end at this time because you have to come in and observe the festival. And there's some festivals where there's drinks is on the table. Then you need to participate. There is wine. There is this. There is libations. Each festival has its ordinance.
Right.
So you can't come in and I can't do that. I got the Nazarite, and you trying to overlap. It don't overlap. This is this.
Right.
On your time, you can do this.
Right.
So if you notice the Feast of Tabernacles, it's not assigned like a week. It's assigned to a season. Right? The Feast of Tabernacles, you have to build a sukkah. It tells you what the dimensions are. You have one side is this, one side is a handbreadth higher. It's slanted so the rain comes off. And you go into the field and you clip the leaves of your citrus trees and palm trees, and you wave it before the Most High and bless the Most High. That happens in the springtime because that's when all the new growth is coming in.
Right.
So you cut off a few of the branches, maybe some high ones, maybe some low ones, but you trim your tree and you wave the branch and you bless the name of the Most High. But this happens in the springtime, and it can happen in any week because you have to sow your field. So if you notice, the times when the males gather, these major times, springtime, we all have to be out in the field. We all have to get the fields sowed for the next season. And then and again, we have to harvest. So now we have to take up. So the major sowing time in the spring and the harvest time in the fall, you need all hands on deck. And then it has to be taken up, gathered, and distributed because we're counting the omer. So you have your tithing rod, your staff, and you're counting what's going to the Most High. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take this. This going to the tabernacle. You see? So that's how that works.
Okay.
All right. So when you vow a vow before Yah your Allah, delay not to fulfill it in one of 3 festivals. For Yah your Allah will require it. And in the oblation there shall not be any fault or blemish, for the prescription of Yah of the world, it is so ordained. So for the prescription, you see this word prescription? So this law is prescribed as a remedy to the nation of the Most High to get back into the state of living like Adam lived in a garden. Right? So the Garden of Eden, we as a nation have to buy back the majority of the land to put it back into that garden state. Right? Which is why it's not mingled. It's a garden. Here is this. And you go to, this is that. And everything is separated. And also the prescription from when Adam fell. This is the remedy for that. Now, in this remedy, we have to deal with all the sins going all the way back to Adam. So we have to deal with Nephilims, with Cain and Abel. how the Nephilims came, and you have the son of men, the Nephilims, and the sons of Adam. Okay? So you have Nephilims and the sons of Adam, and there's a prescription, and in doing this, this is ordained for, in the prescription of Yah, the world it is ordained. So part of the prescription for the remedy since Adam, this has been. And thou shalt not be guilty of keeping back or delaying thy vow. So you don't be guilty of holding back. So if you have a vow where you're supposed to give somebody something, give it by the end of the festival. Okay? If you set it for a time and you see the festival coming up and you know, okay, I'm supposed to have this before the festival, I'm going to go ahead on and commit. Though if you refrain from vowing, so refraining from vowing, it will not be sin in you.
Yeah, right, because we read that back in Numbers about the vows and the order in which when you're making the vow.
So like I said, you don't need to make a vow to do right and to be lawful. Okay? You don't need it. If you're going to discipline yourself and do right, do right. Get up and do it and motivate yourself without the vow so that there won't be sin in you. However, there are those people who just really like this mechanic. It just resonates with them. So you can. The oath which goeth from your lips you shall confirm. The precepts of integrity.
And there is a podcast on integrity. If you don't understand.
I did a podcast and I said that these are pillars, a pillar of integrity. The precepts of integrity, you see it here. You shall verily perform. But that which is not right to do, you shall not do. So this is the precept of integrity. Whatever is right to perform, you perform.
That's the integrity.
But that which is not right to do, you shall not do. Whether somebody's looking or not looking. Okay? And you can't cover it up and always keep saying, well, but I didn't know. It's not you can't cover stuff up like that. You have to have some integrity. When you don't know, you don't know. When you do know, you do know. Now you do know because I have not changed in 7 years. 8 years. I've been growing and refining myself more and more to the accuracy of this text, to the point now we're at the breaking point. And according as you have vowed, shall you fulfill sin offerings, trespass offerings, burnt sacrifices, consecrated victims, shall you present before Yah, your Allah, and bring the libations and the gifts of the sanctuary of which you have spoken, in promises and alms for the poor, which your lips have declared. So everything that I said that we need to do, we have to buy land, build buildings, make businesses. You have to come. You're supposed to do this. We have to build the kingdom. We have to do this, and we have to do this together. Right here. Right here is the whole thing, and it's part of the precept of integrity. So I have had integrity, and you all have been false. All of you.
Wait a minute. The car ride conversation the other day with me, you and sis, when you was talking about how is it are you going to give to the poor and you ain't even got your land, and here it is.
Right here.
You have to understand, we was having a conversation about giving and doing for the poor that is around us here. How are we going to be giving and helping them? And then here we're not even helping ourselves by having our own land, keeping our own law, and doing what we supposed to do here among ourselves.
So, first things first, if you have any integrity to the law of the Most High, your first thing to do is to give to the building, to the building of the sanctuary. See, the alms for the poor. This is also for you and your brethren, that we may have a place to return to come to, and to buy back the sheep, the lambs, the rams, the bulls, the horses, and the donkeys. You're supposed to have place for these things so that you can build back the sacrifices, all the consecrated victims, and to have the libation. So you're supposed to have the grapevines and the olive vines. You have to buy back these farms in the land. So when I told you this is how we have to do it, I waited. And I told you, if you go to the very first video, okay, we don't have no religion, no nothing. Everybody set everything aside. Let us just read the law and see what it dictates.
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking everybody because we need to start a one pocket system to do these things. All right? We'll see if it's lawful. We'll see if it's not. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If you wrong, you wrong. Here we are now, and the whole one pocket system is Deuteronomy chapter 32, 23, and 24. And I was right, you was wrong, and what have you done? Little to nothing. And this is for you, which I said. And you said, I'm an Israelite. I didn't say it. Kyrie said, Hebrews and Negroes. And everybody said, I'm an Israelite. All right, Israelite. You have to this
Right.
the Israelite.
Right.
You have to have first the precept of integrity, giving your money to the sanctuary to be rebuilt. Not to the camp, not to being in captivity with you. It has to come out of that country into the land to build this. And don't send your child support money, and don't send none of your preacher money neither. Because you promised, I'm keeping the laws. All right. You seen anybody doing it? No, I know. Now, to those who, again, my supporters, I'm not talking to you.
No.
Get behind me. You're not supposed to be over there with them anyway. Still move out of the way. I'm talking to this wicked one. And alms for the poor, which your lips have declared. Alms for the poor. Yeah, you're supposed to do this for the alms for the poor. You're not even doing it.
Right, putting the cart before the horse. You give all to the charity and ain't doing nothing for yourself.
I give to the charitable. No, it doesn't say it goes to 501c3 companies. It don't go there. It doesn't go to no charitable organization or no church. It says it comes for the building of the sanctuary, which is a nation for you to live in. When thou hast come for hire into thy neighbor's vineyard, thou mayest eat there as thou wilt, till thou art satisfied, but thou mayest not put any into thy basket. Okay? So I'll need you people to understand this. There is a difference between my servants, and somebody I'm just employing. Okay? I need to make some deliberation. So you have all of these statuses. So the person I'm employing, he can only eat for himself. And yes, we do feed the people that work with us. And that's another law. When we all eat, we stop for lunch, we all eat together. Okay, if we're taking a break, there's break time, we all resting. It is what it is. All right. But because he's receiving pay and agreed upon salary, he get his salary after he's completed the agreed upon work. He can't take food home to his family. Okay? If I give it to him as a gift, I give it to him, but he cannot just fill up a basket for his family if it's not agreed to as part of his pay. My servants, them taking home food for themselves and their family is a part of the agreement. It is part of their daily wages as their provision for themselves and their family. Okay? Now, taking stuff for your family, you don't take stuff and then try to set up your own market. You can't take from my field and then plunder it and then take it and set up your own market. Okay? Little groceries, a little something for the family, you take it. But you don't plunder the field. It's really for you and your family for a couple of days. 2, 3 days, something like that. You don't take food even every day. Okay? This is a law.
So this is why it's so important that we make products and everything for ourselves and not looking to get it from somebody else and then sell it
Right.
as if it was our own.
Right.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to wrap this up. We read everything from yesterday and we went down to chapter 24. All right. We're going to put this out and get this out to you as soon as possible. And then we'll be continuing on because we're going to be finishing this in the next few days before the Day of Atonement. We are now at chapter 24. We got 10 chapters left. So we're going to be pushing through. All right. I'll see you all one step at a time, one day at a time.
One.